posteriorly and anteriorly. How am I feeling? How's my back feeling this morning? As we come forward and back. So notice that my shoulders are not moving. It's just all coming from this area here. Yeah, up and under. Up and under. Now we're going to stop. I'm going to take my body somewhere where I think feels center for me. Probably feels different for you in your center position to where my center position is. And I'm just going to change the movement now. So the dimension of the plane. We're going to come up and through and lower. Okay. And again. And then we're going to take the hands just somewhere along the ribs. Anywhere you like, really. But if you feel, you know, you can rotate like this, and you're not doing that, yeah, then you can keep your arms where you want it. But I think this is a really good area just to place the hands, because I'm really connecting now with my ribs, and I know they're not going too far away. Round and round. All right. So keep going round. Susie, you put yourself on mute. So I've put everybody on mute, and it looks like you're all staying. So you're taking over the screen every now and again. Make sure you go on to mute. Okay. From here, take your hands away. Come down onto your right side, and then down onto your left. Again, opening the waist in a different way now. Right, then standing up to the top. Now think about this area, hip bone to hip bone, nice and strong. Now roll down, hands onto the thighs, and then you're going to come into your extension to flexion. Right, so extension to flexion. Two more, extend to flex. Last one, extend to flex. So we're going to roll up, let's roll all the way up. And then take your hands at the side of your head, and now come down. Now the right side I'm going to stay on, because I'm going to go into a rotation down the other side. So I go into a side bend, and then I go into a rotation. So it goes side bend, and then rotation. Last one, side bend, and then rotation. You're going to take the arms down and just look over your right shoulder, taking your shoulders down away from the ears, and then around to the left side. And again, so let's come around over to your right shoulder, and then around over to the shoulder. Let's take the chin now. Let's just look down towards our feet, and then up and through, push back. And again, so down and through, looking down towards your feet. Check that they're facing forward. And then through. Now, as I rocked my head, I'm just going to rock through my feet. Yeah? So I'm coming up, lifting the toes, up onto the toes, lifting up through the heels. Yeah? Just a little bit of a rock and roll through the feet, just to get everything nice and mobile. We thought about the shoulders, we thought about the neck, we thought about the midsection area, but what about the toes and the heels and the ankles? Okay, I'm going to come into a little seated position. So I place my feet onto the floor. I'm going to come down into a seat. Okay? A little seat for two. Below, notice my movement. Down for 1, 2, 1, 2, up. Down for 2, and 1, 2, up. And I'm going to go into a roll down, but I'm only going to come halfway. This is my count of music. So I'm going to come down halfway, and then I'm going to roll up. If we count it out together, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't quite hear the music, so I can't actually work with the beat of it. So if I take it up any louder for me, it's going to be too loud for you. So if I'm not on the beat, then I do apologise, but let's just use the music in the background. So 2 squat down for 2, 1, and again, and 2. And now you're going to roll down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, up we go, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, 5, 6, 7, 8, roll down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look around on those shoulders. Let's do a single, double. Let's do 2 doubles. Lift the ribs. Now, as you're lifting the ribs, now connect through the core muscles. So you know what to do. You never leave them jelly like you're keeping them nice and strong. And again, so one more. Round we go. Ribs away. Think of a cylinder, all this space that we're creating here. Okay, arm combination. Let's go up. Let's open. Stop. Hands together. Open door. And then open door the other side. I'm going to change this in a moment. And then together and down. All right, let's do it on the right side only and then change it. We're going to come open, squeeze back the scap, come in. Now open door right. Close your door, hands together and down. Other side, up, open, bring them in, and then open door. Simple combinations, yeah? All the things that we do every time we meet. Yeah? Bring it back in. So we're combining an open door with that little retraction that we do with those shoulder blades. Yeah? So we close it. There's a lot of opening and closing, I know. And then open back, and then in and lower. Let's roll all the way down now, not a partial. Let's come all the way down to the floor. And then we're going to roll back. And again, so roll down to the floor. And then let's lift the right knee up and then take the opposite arm with it. Yeah? So when you're ready, when you've rolled up, just join me. And again, so just trying to put some sequences together. My next movement, how about a hip extension? Yeah? So I'm just leaning in and I'm still using my opposite arm to my opposite leg. So still working in frontal plane. But instead of, got a little bit of hip flexor work here, I'm opening out. But we've got the main part of this movement are into the glutes. Let's go to the side and side, yeah? So side and side. Right, now why don't we do a lateral abduction? We've got your opposite. Now let's do 2 on the right side. That's 1. Why don't we do 2 on the left side? 1 and 2. Now we're going to roll down all the way to the floor, and then we're going to roll back up. Now I'm going to change this and then go back to that 2 count split. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and 4. And again, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Roll down halfway only. 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Combination arms coming up. Up and open. Okay. From there, we're going to come over the top and then over the top the other side. So now I'm going to start to bring my arm under. Okay. Now open the arms. I want to close it back down. So I'm going to come in and lower. All right, let's do this again. I'm going to add on a rotation. So I'm going to rotate to my right, and then I'm going to rotate to my left. Then I'm going to take my right arm over and the left arm under, and then the left arm over and the right arm under, back to horizontal abduction. I'm going to close it back down, in and lower. All right, let's put those 2 together. So rotation right, come into the middle. Now take your right arm over, left arm under, open, hands come back together, and then down. All right, the other side. So we come up and open. You come around, you do a rotation, thoracic rotation first. Then you bring the left arm over and the right arm under. You open out, you bring back into a front raise and lower. One more time. So up and open, rotation right. You done something similar like this before. Yeah. And then in and close. But what I'm doing is stopping it in the center and then repeating on the left side. And then you can up and over, and then you can close it down. Now, right knee up and left arm. 1. We'll do these all in 4, and then we can start to play around with the movements. 4 hip extensions. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Abduction. Right, so these are my 3 movements. So I'm going to bring them into a count of 4 on each side. So let's do a knee raise on the right. Let's do a hip extension on the right. And let's do 2 abductions on the right. So those are my 4 movements. Yeah. And the other side. So it's 1, and then we go back, and then 2 abductions. And then again. So should we go 1, push, lean into it, 2 abductions, 1 and 2, and then the other side. So lift, then you take it back, 2 abductions, 3 and 4. 2 count squat down, do that for 2, 1, and again, 2, partial roll down, okay, so partial roll down, and then pick up. Okay, and again, 2 squat, and then go all the way from the very top then, can't we? All together, and then roll down, and only to halfway, so we haven't got enough time. We're in a rush, and we haven't got enough time to come to the bottom. Take your legs out slightly wider than hip distance. I'm going to do a rotation. Legs are on the floor. I'm going to do a rotation standing. I'm going to come round and round. Now just use your arms as well to help with balance. Round we go. Okay, I'm going to do 2 on my right. So 1, tap down, 2, tap down, other side. Round, tap down. Now I'm going to add this into my knee lift. So let's go back to that combination. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 abductions. Wait for it. 2 external rotations. 1, and again, 2, other side. 1, push back, 2, 2 abductions, and then 2 external rotations. So that's 1, tap down, 2. Now my legs have come out now. This is where I want them, a little bit wider. I'm going to lift the arms and I'm going to open the door. Like just plain open the door right and left. Open the door right, and then I'm going to open the door left. Okay, now I'm going to open both arms, and now this brings me into my next phase where the movement becomes slower, and use your breath. Inhale and exhale. Last time. Inhale. Bring the arms down. Lift the shoulders down. Okay, let's stay in this position. And let's go from the very top. Single, single, double. Single, single, and then 2 doubles. 1, and again, so you do a single. Then we've got those arm combos, haven't we? We've got 2 sets of them. Okay, take the arms down. So we do up and open. Instead of closing down to the thighs, we open door. Now we close. So I've just added in 1 open door. Up and open. Before you come down to the thighs like we normally do, you come back, open door, in and out. Let's do this arm combination number 2. 1, 2, rotation. Put the right arm over, left arm under. Open out the arms, bring the hands together and down. Now we do the other side. Up and open, rotation left. Up and over and under. And then come back in and 2 count squat. Down we go. And lift, and again. Now we're going to roll down partially for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, lift up 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring your feet slightly so they're under the hips. Right knee up. 1, back extension. 2 hip abductions. 3, and then wait for it, external rotation. So that's 1, tap down, 2, tap down, other side. Lift, push back, 2 abductions. So all my weight now is on my right leg, press down, round we go for 1 press down, round we go for 2 press down. Lift up through those arms, inhale, and finish this sequence with a full roll down. Roll it down, touch the floor, touch your feet, and then roll it back up. Okay, I'm going to bring it forward on my right leg into a lunge. So I'm going to lunge forward and back, yeah? Forward and back. Okay, nice and easy. A big step forward. And the other side. Okay, I'm now going to go into my corners. Why don't we do a diagonal corner? Okay, a little diagonal corner. So you can think about, we did this last week. Think about your clock, your 2 o'clock and your 10 o'clock. How about your 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock? Yeah, out. So we've done a 12 o'clock, we've done a 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We've done a 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. What about 6 o'clock? Press back. And notice as I'm pressing back, I'm not leaning over. If I start leaning over, it's going to put added pressure onto my knee. And again, 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, 1 of each. 4 to go. So 1 of each, right to left. 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We're doing it one side to the other. And then we can do it all on the right. And then all on the left. And then you take it back. Then we go back 1, and then we go back 2. How about all on the right side now? So right, got 4 movements on your right leg. Out, and then back. And then the other side. So we got 4 movements on the left. Into your corner. Out to the side. And then take it back. It through. Come into a squat and take the arms away. Instead of bring them in front, I'm going to take them out to the side. So this is going to make this a little bit harder. My feet are probably a little bit more narrow than hip distance, yeah? So bring them more narrow. Now, instead of taking them out to the side, I'm going to take them up to a diagonal, but I'll leave them there. Why don't we just leave them up there? 2, 3. Last one. That is so much harder. Take your arms down, bring your right leg to the diagonal, so at 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then come down. So I'm doing a staggered squat. I'm pushing down into my right leg. Yeah, and again, down we go. Step back, then the other side. Take it out, and then I'm coming into my left leg. As I'm bending, the right leg is just following it down. Yeah. 1 more. Bring the feet in hip distance and give me a deadlift. We come down. So remember, this is not a roll down. Look at where my back is. Yeah, look at where my back is. Tipping it over, and then I'm coming back. Okay, and again, I'm tipping it over, and then I'm coming back. Okay. I'm going to come up to the center. I'm going to take my feet wide, and I'm going to do a 3 and a 1. So 1, 2, 3, and lift. Now, this is going to be up to you if you want to make it more dynamic. 1. Watch my third one. 2, 3, lift. All right. You don't have to, but a little bit of impact is good for the joints. Remember we talked about osteoporosis too. Put stress on the joints and lift. Okay, I'm going to do something different. So when I jump, 2, 3, twist. Yeah, you've got it. And again, I'm going to turn my back to you. 1, 2, 3, turn. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. Back to the front. Lovely, guys. Open your arms and then forward. It's just amazing, isn't it? Taking your feet off the ground for a centimetre or 2. It really puts pressure through your joints. We're not doing it for long, but it's not going to hurt you at all, yeah? It's not going to hurt. It's better for you than anything to start putting pressure through your joints. And if you were doing a long time of high impact classes, I wouldn't agree with that at all if you've got joint issues, but a little bit of just pulling off the ground. Okay, 2 more. We'll do a little bit more pulling off the ground, just a little bit, okay? All right, so I'm going to take my arms down. I'm going to take a hop right onto my right leg and hop to my left. Hop over, hop over. Hop, 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 and hop. Yeah, 2 more. 1, 2, and then take it down. Give me a curtsy. Down we go. So my hop now turn back on the ground into a curtsy. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to hop it over to the right. So hop, 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 hop. Take it down, cross it over. 1, 2, 3. Last time. 4. Bring that left foot in. So now you're going to park it back under those hip bones. Come down. And down. 3 and 4. Stand up nice and tall. Look over your right shoulder. And then come into the center. Lift up the right arm. Take it across the body. Now look over your right shoulder again. Instead of just stretching out through the neck, more now looking at the shoulder, through the medial deltoid and in posterior. Okay, down we go. So let's just look over the left shoulder first. Okay, then bring the head back. Take the arm up into a front raise. Take it across. Right hand onto the shoulder. Now look over your left shoulder. The arms down, circle around right, and circle around left. And again, down we go to your right, and you're down. Okay, right guys, I'm going to just get my mat, and we're going to go down on the mat together. Okay, yes, so, just opened a window, it's rather warm in here. Certainly not the temperatures that we had on the weekend, is it? Right then, so come back, taking your mat away from you. Sit down, that's right, and your mini ball as well. Get my mini ball. Yeah. Mini ball. Yes. Okay. So we've got 15 minutes left. All the work now is going to be down onto the floor. Okay. So let's roll down. Do a little roll down. Touch the feet. Head to the feet first, and then walk forward. So I'm now in a downward facing dog. My heels are down. I'm going to lift my heels and drop my knees, but notice knees are not to the floor. I'm going to come back up and drop the heels. Okay. Up on the toes, down towards the ground, knees to the floor. Lift up and drop down. And again, lift, lower, lift, and down. We're going to do it, we're going to stay on the ground on this one. We're going to lift up and lower, take it down to the ground, off the hands and the wrists, and sit back in child's pose. You can move forward, travel, and then over into a cobra. And again, so we sit back into your child's pose. And then just bring it up. So I want you now just to settle yourself so your hands are under your shoulders. Remember we talked about this last week, about these fingers. If it's more comfortable to have your index finger forward or your middle finger, play around it. And if you've got a yoga block, yeah, take your yoga blocks under your hands. If you suffer with hand and wrist issues, just giving yourself a little bit of height. Okay, so here I am. So I'm not putting so much pressure through my hands and my wrists. Okay, so cheek blocks, Amazon, yeah, but it makes such a far more comfortable. So I'm going to come into an external rotation. I'm going to stay on this side. Easier to show you. So we did this standing, remember? And we stood a little bit, so you've got more stability now. I'm going to do a fire hydrant. I'm going to come out to the side. 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to do 4 onto the other side. So round we go, external rotation. So pull that hip round. 2, 3, and 4. And then into abduction. 1, 2, 3, 1 side. 4. Might need to move a little bit simple. So extend one leg, take it back, flex the foot, bring the heel into the bottom, bend it away and lower it down. Don't let it touch the floor, no displacement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And also when you're at home, you can go and grab a cushion and place that under your knee as well. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and lower. Now the other side. Extend, in, extend, and lower. Out, in, out, lower. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put these together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take yourself back into your child's pose. Keep your hands on your yoga block or a book. Again, it just lifts. Notice the difference now. Here, down. Got a little bit of lift, elevated away from the floor. So I can get the stretch. I can go down even further. Some ideas, you don't have to get them obviously, it's just the comfort. I think it's nothing's more important than being comfortable when you're doing exercises. Okay, so we're going to do one of each. Round we go. Do a fire hydrant. We're going to extend the leg, bring it in, out, and lower. Do that the other side. So round we go. Fire hydrant into an abduction. Extend the leg, in, out, and lower. You do it one more time each side. So you come around into a rotation, go out into a lateral abduction, push away, you squeeze that hamstring, lengthen and you lower. Other side, round we go. fire hydrant, lengthen the leg, heel to bottom, lengthen away and lower, coming into a cow position and then into a flex position. And again, into a cow. And then one more. Cow and now I'm going to remove my yoga blocks and I'm going to bring my ball. I'm going to place the ball down my ball. And this is where we need to sort of test it. I'm going to come onto my sternum. Right, I'm just going to move it out of the way. Okay, so I'm just here, just put my breath back there. And I'm going to take my arms out. Squeeze the muscles here. My arms are square. Right, so my arms are square. I'm going to lift up away from the ball, keeping my arm in a square position. I'm going to look to my hand and down, and the other side. Up we go, and lower. And again, lift and lower. Yeah, lift and lower. You've got it? So it's a little pull-up. Now, let's think about something else. As we're lifting and lowering, stay here a moment. We haven't given this any thought. Here, I'll probably get a little bit of paper there. Yeah. But I want you to not flatten yourself, heavy on the floor. Not that. Yeah. Want to pull yourself up away from the ball. Tummy muscles nice and strong. Now do it. Away. Doesn't that feel different? I want you to keep everything nice and strong. 2 more. 1. So you're going to place your hands just on the floor, hands in line with the chest. You're going to lift up. So I'm lifting up away from my ball. I'm going to lower down, bring my chest to the ball and lift up. Yeah, and again, bring my chest down to the ball and I'm going to lift up. 2 more. Press up, down to the ball, touch and lift. And again, touch, sit back, sit to return into your child's pose. All right, I'm going to go further away from me. I'm going to come around, seated position. I'm going to bring the ball up. You just need to play around with it. I want the ball between my shoulder blades. Yeah, ball between my shoulder blades. Okay. From this position, you can put your hands to the side of your head, and I'm going to lift up. So I'm kind of halfway up because I've got the ball. I'm lifting up. So I'm lifting and then lowering back into the ball. But when you come back into the ball, guys, don't kind of collapse into it. I never want you putting all your weight on the ball. There's always a little bit to go. You've always got a reserve there. Yeah. So you come up, lift, and lower. Yeah. And again, lift up and lower. And lower. 1 more. Lift and lower. As I'm lifting on the next one, it looks like I'm hardly moving, doesn't it? But I'm going to now extend each leg. Yeah. So it's a real tight burn there, ladies, and a really, really tight burn pushed away. Yeah. As I said, it looks like I'm hardly doing anything, but goodness me, my tummy must be telling me what I am. Okay, 2 more. So lift away and back. 1 more. We're going to get off this ball in a second. Lift away. Okay, take the arms down. Just slightly lift away from the ball. Okay, I'm going to take my right leg into a tabletop and then I'm going to come into a leg extension and then lift, and then the other side. And I'm going to roll over to my right side, and then I'm going to roll over to my left side. Now I'm going to come back in the center. I'm going to do an extension, and then an extension, and then I'm going to do a rollover. So one of each. So I'm going to, like we did with the arm sequence, let's break this down even further. So why don't we do leg extension and then a rollover? Now, why don't we do a leg extension on the left and then a rollover? Do one more time. You've got your leg extension, you've got your roll, and then you've got your leg extension, and then you've got your roll. Then I'm going to lift up. I'm going to bring my right foot down and then my left foot down. I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to lift up to the center. Now, my hands, my feet are facing in towards my heels. I'm going to bend the elbows, put the elbows in, and then I'm going to lift up tall. So I'm coming into a V position. Go down into tricep and lift up. Now, this would be known, this would be a level 1, right? So you're going to, it's called tricep dip. So I'm dipping down and up. You could make it harder by coming away from the floor, yeah, away. Then I'm lowering down, bend at the elbows and lift up high. And again, down and lift. Same thing, if you want to come down onto the floor, down and lift. One more. It's like, we call it an upside down plank. Yeah. I'm going to take away my left leg and then I'm going to take away my right leg. I'm going to lift the hips up nice and high like we were in an upside down bridge. And then lower down. All the way down. Now I'm going to come to a seated position. I'm going to move the ball, just the side of you, and then come down onto the floor. Slightly down onto the floor, and then tuck the ball just behind you. Legs lift back into tabletop, and then you're going to go into your leg extension. Right, so you've got your leg extension. So we started with a single, double, didn't we, on the shoulders? So I'm really trying to keep what we do, the tempos, some of the movements that we do, what we do standing, we also do on the floor. Okay. So this is like a knee lift, isn't it? On the floor, you bring your knee in and down. Okay. So away, single, yeah, and a single again. And then we're going to do 2 doubles. We're going to do a 1 and in and again. But you don't have to do the doubles. You can always stay on the singles. And again, single, double. So you do a single and then another single and then 2 doubles. 1 and last one. And 2. We're going to bring the knees up and through, out of tabletop, and then into your chest. Hold them down. Just relax in this position. Okay. Now I'm going to take my legs away and the soles of my feet together and down into a butterfly stretch. Open through the arms. Lie and down onto the floor. Lift up away from the ball. Lift the ball away from you. And then vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way down. Breathe back into the chest with your head, neck, shoulders. Lift away from the feet. Then you're back into a seated position. I'm going to take my right leg over my left. Take my right arm behind me. And take my left leg, my left arm, sorry, and pushing against the outer thigh. So there's my big stretch. Lots of variety, lots of ways to do this stretch. But let's try a sequence. I'm now going to come to the front. I'm going to circle my ankle. So think about what we began our exercises on when we rocked and rolled through the foot, yeah, and then round the other way. Okay. Slide that away from you, and then bring the other leg across. So bring the other leg across. Bring your right arm outside. Give it a push over. Sit up tall. Left arm into the corner, and then look away. So what happens when people are in this position? This is why it's really one of my favourites. I would do it on the floor any day, but just to show you. A lot of people, when they do this, kind of like that, crunched up down. When I got my body in this position, I'm actually thinking, what am I stretching here? I'm feeling what's going on. So if I lift up and I pull away and I go into my corner, then I feel my body. Okay, I'm going back to join. So at the front, take the leg away and a circle, and then circle the other way.